I know you can't see this, but there's an attack of the ants right now. They're all coming down the tree. They're on the attack. So I'm trying to get this cleaned up as fast as possible. I don't know if they're jumping out of the trees or what, but they are landing on me. They're all over me. Ground attack. This is ridiculous. I got to. All right, well, I guess I'm gonna have a few stragglers with me. They will eat a hole through my, shit. They will eat a hole through my hammock. Man, like I said, they don't got super bad tensile strength on their jaws. These don't, but they don't feel pleasant either. Especially with the amount that I have coming down the trees, both trees on me. Holy crap. There's so many of them. Yeah, you gotta see this. Look how many there are. They are pissed. Anyway, I gotta get this down. I had to get away from that mess, man. That got bit everywhere. That was bad. That was a swarm. I should know better than actually, it just dawned on me when I was actually the ant problem on the rubber tree plants, because I'm pretty sure that's a rubber tree plant, rubber tree. I remember an old song that was like that. My dad used to sing, probably got it from my grandma or something. It was about an ant trying to move a rubber tree plant, but he had high hopes, he had high hopes. And it never even dawned on me until I was running from the ants. I was like, there's a dang song about ants and rubber trees. And so, anyway, I just thought that was funny. I was like, there's probably a reason there's a song about an ant and a rubber tree. But anyway, I'm gonna probably, I don't know. Rubber trees are spaced like a perfect set apart, and it is hard to find them without the ants on them, but this morning was just terrible. They left me alone until I started messing around with their trees. So yeah, it's just a precautionary for any of you guys out hammock camping. Yeah, ants love rubber trees. So this is July 24th, which makes day 40 here. So I still got 50 days, a little less, because I like to give a 3-day buffer on my visa. So let's say 47 days to make it all the way around around Malaysia, which is plenty of time. Depends on how much, if I want to do both islands. Which I do, but that's like I said, I make it up as I go along, because I don't really travel with a plan. I just travel. Yeah, so I did sleep until 9 o'clock. It's 9:45 right now. I was gonna get up at 6. I had the alarm set, but the reason why I didn't, because I stayed up till 3. Like, that's the normal routine, of course, if you've been watching me. I felt like getting more than just 3 hours sleep, so I was like, what's it gonna hurt, to sleep in this park, it's like, it's not against the law to be homeless in Malaysia. I mean, being in KL, I saw plenty, like right where my hostel is at was the notorious spot for the people that hang out, because the churches fed there, which is awesome for the churches. good job, churches. Yeah, so I decided to just sleep a little longer. So it wasn't until I got up and started moving around that they took me as a threat. So, but yeah, like I said, they can eat a hole through my, regardless of how strong they can and can't bite. You know, they can chew a hole right through my my Hennessy hammock, which is, you know, that's an expensive hammock, and I don't really, $250, I think. Now I want to have a hole in it, otherwise I had to get it repaired. My plan today is to make the rest of the distance down to the beach, and then start traveling along the beach. So to actually get to Morib Beach, it is 34 kilometers, and going on the walking route, it says 33 kilometers, so I don't know how they cut that much off on by doing the walking route. So yeah, so 33 kilometers to, sorry, let me say, okay, 34, never mind, it's just a kilometer difference. I don't know, it's too early in the morning. I gotta get caffeine. Yeah, so I'm gonna hit down to Morib Beach, and then from there it looks like I'll be traveling along the coast for a while, actually. My main goal is Port Dickson. There's a little stretch that I have to go inland before I can get to Port Dickson, but Port Dickson was the recommendation by one of the viewers in the comments section as having a good coastal route for bicycling. So but that's what I've been doing the whole time. There's only been one time and that was in Thailand, when I broke away from the coast to do the other coast, because Thailand at that section had the east coast and the west coast. So I went across, but then I came back and did the east coast too. I took the train and completed the trip on the east coast. So yeah, so I made sure I completed the coast all the way from Vietnam all the way down. Cambodia, I went inland, of course, because Cambodia, if you just do the coast of Cambodia, then you don't really see Cambodia at all, because it just has a very small coastal range, but a larger body. And so I went up and around the lake and saw Siem Reap, which is Angkor Wat, which is beautiful. I have a series, one day split into 3 videos on that one. Anyway, I'll stop my rambling. I'll get out there and start doing some pushing. Yeah, like I said, I woke up to ants, and I guess I should have hammed it up for YouTube, you know, like start zooming in, zooming out of the ants, screaming, setting the camera down, running around, screaming, move the camera over, run around screaming, zooming in, zooming out of the ants and all that, ham it up real good. But I figured I just don't have it in me to do that type of BS. Anyway, yeah, the thumbnails and the titles are pushing it already enough. Yeah, that's the thing is, someone commented in the comment section, and I respect it, because I do kind of feel the same way, is that he thinks the thumbnails using CGI and all this, and it's not all CGI. I tell the CGI what the idea I want it to create and stuff. You get the tool through vidIQ, but you can also use ChatGPT is actually a better draw. It draws better pictures, I think, than Grok. Grok is kind of like, I don't know, is a little more like a child, where ChatGPT is more like a teenager, you know, when it comes to drawing. But it just seems like ChatGPT has a better structure. But ChatGPT is limited. You're only allowed so many times, where Grok's not. But you can use a combination of all of them. But vidIQ is why I think a lot of this, I watch vidIQ and Think Media for my information on how to grow the channel and everything. But so does everybody else. I mean, everybody else watches vidIQ and stuff. And then vidIQ ends up producing other experts and stuff like this, and they just tell you the same formula. They kind of regurgitate the same formula that vidIQ is told you and Think Media. And I'm not talking bad about these people at all. They are telling you how to get views, and their content is awesome. But the thing is everybody's following the same formula, and now you're seeing the same thing, and the titles are deceptive. You know, you look at it and it's always one big word, and everybody's using the same, and this same formula is in the AI. So when you ask AI to produce you a title, it's taking the same formula that Think Media and vidIQ tells you, and it's using that formula. So like, I can't believe it, or you wouldn't believe this, or you know, outstanding, you can't, these type of things. And then you watch the video, and that title and the thumbnail has so little to do with the actual video, that it feels deceptive, and it is. And you can look at the videos now, and they're the same. Like, YouTube is it's swamped. It's just swamped with the same thumbnails and the same titles and all this. So it's not that I disagree with it at all, but when you look at the numbers, let's just use me as an example. It's before, when I using my honest thumbnails and stuff, well, I didn't even use thumbnails for the longest time. You look at my Vietnam, it's like some of them only have 40, 50 views, right? That's without a thumbnail. And then, then later on, I struggled with actually even doing any type of thumbnails and stuff. But then as soon as you do you cave into that formula and you start using it, then your views go up, right? And they're like, well, what about your long-term viewers and your hardcore, fans? Well, honestly, there's only 30 to 50 of them, because that's the maximum amount my a lot of my Vietnam videos have. And I know some of them are the ones that let me be known. I know David, Puka Life, and John. John was sick for a while before he went out on bicycling. We have, we actually, and then there's, those are some of the ones that were from the get-go. You had Hidden Hammock, you had Doug. All these came on very, very, Doug from Planet Doug, and Josh from Hidden Hammock. These ones came in very, very early. But honestly, the ones that actually seen all my videos are only like 40, honestly, because that's the highest view I have. So I do agree with it, though. I wish it wasn't that way, but it kind of is. So right now I'm learning AI tools and stuff like that, guys. So if you dislike my thumbnails and stuff like that, trust me, I'm not a big fan of them either. But they do get more views, and I'm not super concerned about the views, but I am wanting to know how to keep constantly learning and improving. This is almost like college for me. So anything that they do talk about on Think Media and stuff, I'm going to eventually get around to trying it. And what it is an experimental channel. So you're going to see it changing all the time. It's when I learn something new, I'm going to apply it to the channel. But one of the big things that Think Media and vidIQ and everybody talks about is you need to also, above all, try and form a community. That's what's going to make a channel survive. Is not that people really watch the channels like TV, but they watch it because they're joining parts of communities, and so that's going to be one of my bases. But when I mess with the fingernail or the thumbnails and the titles, just hang with me. We'll find a good center ground. It's just right now I'm so new to all that. It's very generic. And once I get more, it's keeping me up late at night. I'd rather not do it for hours on time. But anyway, that's a long ramble, guys. Yeah, I gotta cut it short and get on the road. 12 minutes too long. Anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. So it's not that I'm ignoring these things, guys. But right now it is getting me more views, which is kind of neat to see how that works. But at the same time, I'm going to have to find a good ground in between where it's not too over the top, but just catchy enough to, catch an eye, but not so that it's deceptive. So, but if it's a little deceptive at first, it's because I'm just new to this and I'm not any good at it. So, anyway, guys, yeah, don't ignore the thumbnail, ignore the title. Just click on the video and see what I do for the day, which is ride a bike. All right, guys, thank you for sticking with me. Like a potato, like a fried potato. I picked them up on a street vendor down there. They had fried bananas, every single banana you can think of, small, big. I asked about these. She pointed to a big old bag of like a root or something, like a big, but it tastes exactly like a potato. It's awesome, man. These are some of the best fries. Perfectly fried up. Yeah, awesome. Good breakfast. Well, over one more bridge to go. Well, it is 4:47 right now, and I just finally got to a part of the a road that's a little nicer. It doesn't have much of a shoulder or anything, but I'm literally only 5.5 kilometers from Morib Beach. So, yeah, that means I've been going very, very slow today. So, I've only come 31 kilometers. Unfortunately, it's been a hot day, so I've been rolling really slow, but yeah, that's really slow though. 31 kilometers after, especially when I actually got up and started moving. What time was it? Anyway, yeah, like what time was it? I think it was 9 o'clock when I left. I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to get there. I'm going to push it all the way up to dark. I know I said that yesterday, but I really got to, because 30 kilometers is not enough for me. So maybe I can get in an extra 20 and then I'll be happy with that. So yeah, I'm going that way, guys. So let's hit the road. Oh, someone commented about my new helmet. I don't think I mentioned that. That was the cheapest one above a baby's helmet. And trust me, the baby's helmet didn't fit me. 30 ringgit, so that's around $7. Go cheap or go home. Alright, we're coming up to Morib Beach, at least on Google Maps. This is the location. Although I think the beach part itself is down that way. Yeah. We're at although I only made about 35 kilometers today, I am going to start scouting out a spot right now, since it is 5:20. If I find a nice sweet spot down here somewhere, which is not going to be here, it looks like. Oh, this is I don't know what this is. Yeah, it's a spot that's under construction right now. So up here on the left, like I said, a little farther down north of here is I do believe the beach. So since this, whatever this is, seems to be under construction right now, I think it's an old army base or something from the satellite view. If you look out on the satellite view of this area, it looks like a giant golf course, but as I was going by it, it's not a golf course. There's old buildings of some type used to stand there. And if they're still out there mowing the lawn and stuff, then it's probably a historic, like war memorial or something like that. I'd have to do a little research. That's a nice big park. Dude, I gotta figure out what's going on here. It looks like they put these barriers up everywhere. So they're either doing some major renovations here. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to check the maps, see what I can find. Yeah, although they're doing like a major facelift over there on the southern part, the northern part looks like the beach is still open. Looks like we got campers too, which is a good sign. Which is a nice beach actually. Restrooms, nice. Someone serving food. So this is actually the beach part. The southern part's more like just a seawall built up by rocks and stuff with a park. That seemed to be closed off, but this seems to still be open. Ah, look at this. I gotta check this out. I think I'm gonna be sleeping on the beach tonight. Over by what looks like the mangroves, but yeah, this looks this looks really nice. This tree right here, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About 8. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, I'm sleeping here. And It's like super close to everything, so I'm sleeping in the open, which is perfect. Like I said, there's safety in actually being out in public a little more, where sometimes when you're tucked away a little too far, you know, a little too hidden, if someone stumbles upon you when you're a little too hidden, those situations are the ones that can turn bad if they're a little weird in the head. But if they're a little weird in the head and you're more in a public area, they're way more hesitant to do anything weird. So yeah, there's a benefit to being seen. So a lot of times I say out of sight, out of mind. I mean it. I mean, I prefer to be that way. But honestly, got to gauge your surroundings. And if you're not sure about a place, be more public than where you're sleeping. You know, that's why probably some of the safest spots are like on a park bench. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because it's way out, it's right there in the open at a bus stop bench or something like that. But this looks like where I'm going to actually be sleeping, just because the water is near. I can get in, exchange my sweat for salt water, and put up my thing right here, my hammock right here, and it's got a good ground. So then I can, and I'm far enough away from everybody to have privacy, and in the public view enough to be safe. So that's the plan, guys. This is home sweet home for the night. I'm gonna start setting up. So I lucked out right down the street from Morib Beach. It was a 99-cent mart, and that way I could pick up 3 more liters of water, some snack foods for the night, and this nice little area. Plus it looks like it's very camp friendly down on the beach. I saw some people card camping, and a few people look like they've had their tent up for quite some time. And it's just right here. There's a swing road right on the road right here, and you're there. So yeah, I'm stoked about the camp spot. I set up my my hammock real quick just to claim my spot. That way no one would end up parking their car right there by the trees. And I put my bag back on my bike and pedaled on down here. Although my bag could have been safe, I prefer not to keep taking gambles like that. I do it all the time with my bicycle, but you know, Malaysia is a very safe spot. But you know, eventually there's always one person somewhere that likes to take stuff. Anyway, yeah, here it is. And I'm actually on the far side. So once you get past the main parking lot here, you'll get more into like the sandy area and grassy area. That's where I'm at. I just keep the camera running so you can kind of see where I'm at. So there's the 2 people. Looks like they've been camping for a little while. 3 people. And then these people over here look like they've been car camping. And yeah, I'm gonna get into the water and wash up a little. Actually, I'm gonna check the restroom too, see if they got showers. So I lucked out. these restrooms, 50 ringgit for, 50 cent, so half a ringgit to use restroom, or 1 ringgit to actually take a shower. And they're nice and clean showers, man. So I cleaned up, I rinsed out all my shirt, got all the sweat off it. So the alternative to actually jumping in the salt water and trying to clean up that way, I actually got some clean fresh water on me. And for a quarter, for 25 cents, that's what it comes out US. Yeah, that's way worth it because someone's cleaning those and stuff like that. And this little section right here is well maintained. The bathroom's nice. It's got soap in the soap dispensers. And yeah, it's going to be a nice little camp area right here. Like I said, it looks super camp friendly. So I'm going to get back over to my camp, start cold soaking some top ramen, even though I could have just picked up something probably. I got a whole lot of, I got garlic, there's little small red onions, and yeah, top ramen and all this stuff. I got some good juice and some Himalayan salt candies, and so I'm ready to rock and roll for the night. And yeah, I'm going to get over there and start setting up, because I think I have my hammock actually facing the wrong way. I have it facing towards the road just in case someone comes in from the road, you know, instead of facing towards the water, which is the nicer view. And I'm like, why am I doing this? I mean, I'm doing it for a reason, you know, it's to keep your feet pointed towards danger. You know, it's like that way you're looking at danger. You never, you know, turn your back to danger. But the thing is there's a point where you're just being over paranoid and you're ruining your own joy because you're trying to be over precautious. And I have a tendency to do that a lot, like overthink things and over paranoia and stuff. And sometimes I got to remind myself, hey, who cares? You know, not everybody's after your 50 cents. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm going to get back over there and set up camp the right way, where I'm facing the beauty and not my back to the beauty. So, all right, guys. Here's the sweet spot, home sweet home. Well, perfect, all set up. And now it's time to get to cooking. And you can see I'm just far enough away from everything. And if I need it, I got rocks right here. So if I need to actually throw up my rain tarp, which I'll probably pull it out. Set it up, but I won't pin it down. It's only a 20% chance tomorrow. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get to cooking. Well, I have the low light setting on now, so it's getting dark, and getting ready to cold soak my noodles, scallops, the small little onions that look like garlic, and then like a crushed mixed like peanuts, like some dried out sardines, and sunflower seeds. And what was the other thing that was in? Oh, and then I mixed it up with some of those dried beans, you know. Anyway, I'm gonna call it quits for the night. I got a perfect camping spot. I have some mosquito stuff this time, but everybody wants the DEET is the stuff that's the chemical that actually keeps the mosquitoes off you, and it's just impossible to find it here in Malaysia. I went to the pharmacy store, Watson or whatever, and they just wanted to sell you like what do you say, the natural alternative to everything, and the natural alternative just doesn't work as good. It just doesn't. Yeah, it just doesn't. So since I'm stuck with just doing the natural alternative, I also applied some Vicks Vapor Rub to see if that would keep them off me. It's supposed to work, but you know, it hasn't been scientifically proven. That's when you Google it. It says, well, nothing about Vicks Vapor Rub has been scientifically proven, but you know, we've been using it since Grandma, you know, rubbed it on our chest when we were sick, right? So yeah, so I'm trying that, and I did get some regular of the natural stuff just in case. A little good is better than no good, right? So yeah, I'll get to editing this video. Like I said, it was only 38 kilometers today, but it was a hot day, so I was slow moving. I took a lot of breaks, went a little bit and stopped, a little bit and stopped, and you know, and yeah, I wasn't in a huge hurry, you know, to move along, and you know, I actually started at a decent time, so I should have made a lot more than 38 kilometers, I'll tell you that right now. But I couldn't give this spot up. This spot just looked way too good. It had all the great telltale signs. And if I'm not mistaken, I had to watch some of the old videos of Let's Go Cycling, because I'm almost sure he stayed on this beach. I actually think this might have been the beach that he came back and spent another night, you know, on. I'm not sure though. You know, all beaches pretty well look the same when you shoot them from a distance. So that's not true. I'm just talking on my backside. Anyway, guys, that's it. I got dinner. I got a hammock. Doug is over in Sumatra. For the ones that were wondering, I saw a few comments talking about me and Doug need to get up for a collaboration, and you know, and we will. We just barely missed each other last time, but we're in the same location, and it's not like I got a job that I have to get back to or anything. Right? I might be ugly, but at least I ain't got no job. And anyway, so even if I have to go out of my way, I'm going to meet Doug eventually. But you know, we're both doing our traveling and stuff like that, and eventually, before I leave this area, I'm definitely I'm going to meet up with him, and yeah. So anyway, for you guys that were wondering, he's over in Sumatra getting rained on right now, and I'm hoping that rain doesn't come over here and wipe me out, because last time I slept on the beach, it didn't turn out too good. So hopefully, I think the time before that, it didn't turn out too good. I didn't, and I think the time before that, it didn't turn out too good either. Oh man, I think I might have had one good beach. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go over my videos and see if I had actually any good beach sleeps, you know, because all I remember is, yeah, even from the very first one, Hidden Hammock. If you guys don't know Josh's page over on Hidden Hammock, go check him out. He's a stealth camper, and yeah, I'm just glad to always have him on my page. But even him took some of the clips of my old Vietnam, travels of the first time I tried to set up on the beach and I got just bulldozed. I mean, I got bulldozed by like heavy winds where it ripped up the stakes and we're whipping the stakes around, and I thought it was going to rip through my tarp and stuff. So yeah, I don't have a whole lot of luck on the beaches. So we'll find out tonight, by tomorrow, how my night turns out. So anyway, guys, I'm going to say peace out and good night. And yeah, we'll continue this tomorrow. I'm going to start charging up all my devices and doing all the things that you're normally supposed to do after you set up camp. All right. Night, y'all. See you tomorrow.